Everybody, welcome back to my channel, Made with Love. My name is Heather, and today is Friday, December the 20th of 2024, and today is day 7 of my 12 days of Christmas baking. So today I'm going to make a really quick, easy shortbread cookies. Just 3 ingredients, so it's just butter, flour, and icing sugar. So I've got my stand mixer here. I found a better tripod, so I'm hoping this is going to work so much better. But so I got my stand mixer, and I've got 1 cup of butter, which has been sitting on my counter all day getting softened. Start with 1 cup of butter. I'm going to turn my mixer on so I can start to heat that up. I don't quite have my camera lined up where it should be. There we go. And then to this, we're going to add in half a cup of icing sugar. Get my icing sugar open. Grab my whisk here. I'm going to turn this off for a second. I just got to scrape down the butter. I'm just going to let this mix for, a couple more minutes, like 3 to 5 more minutes, just till it's all nicely combined together. So I'll be back as soon as this is all creamed together. So the butter and the sugar is all well mixed. So now I'm going to add 2 cups of flour. Sometimes I sift my flour. I don't really know where my sifters are at the moment. I do have the one that attaches to my stand mixer, but it's just a pain sometimes to, it's in the cupboard. I have to go looking for it. It's kind of one of those things. It's a pain to go look for sometimes. Okay, so I'm just going to do 1 cup at a time. Don't need it that high. I don't want flour all over my kitchen. But I'm just kind of like, my flour, I'm just kind of sifting it by just cutting through the flour. Kind of just gives it that sifting motion. And then I just fill up my measuring cup, just a little bit overflowing, and then this is how you get a perfect 1 cup, or a perfect whatever measuring cup you're filling. Start in the middle, and then you move straight to the back, and then you go straight here. And if you notice anywhere where it's not quite even, just kind of bring it all across, level it off, and perfectly scooped for the flour. Just gotta let this mix for a few minutes, so I will be back as soon as the flour has fully mixed. Right, so it's all mixed. Looks good. So I'm just gonna unplug my stand mixer before I do anything else. So now I've got this all. I'm just going to form it into a ball, and I'm going to wrap it in cling wrap. Can't even get in view of this camera angle. I don't know. This tripod is trying to figure out how to use this tripod. It still wants to tip sometimes. So I'm just going to roll this into a nice ball. I'm going to wrap it in like I said, the cling wrap and put it in the fridge for 30 to 40 minutes. So I will be back in about 30 to 40 minutes to roll out and bake our shortbread cookies. All right, so welcome back. Sorry, it's the next morning. The cookie dough was left in the fridge all night, so it is hard. So I'm just trying to soften it by just crumbling. So I am not going to be able to roll this out and do the shaped cookies with the cookie cutters. So I'm just trying to break this all so it looks kind of a little bit nicer. I'm just gonna roll these into balls and just cook my shortbread that way. I've done this, you know, it's in the fridge half an hour up to an hour. Nothing, especially do not leave it in the fridge overnight. It gets hard, so I'm just slowly trying to warm these up. And like I said, I'm not going to be able to roll this and make little cookies where I can, you know, cut them out with the cookie cutter, but that's okay. They're still going to taste good. They're just going to be hand rolled instead. So I'm just working with this dough, just trying to get it a little softer. There we go. See, now it's starting to look like the cookie dough again. I'm just going to grab my pans and start rolling the cookies out. Oven is preheating, so I've got these baking liners, these reusable baking liners, and I've got my cookie sheets. Just put a liner on each of the sheets. I'm just going to start grabbing these pieces and just kind of form it into a nice little ball. I can. No, it doesn't want to roll. Okay, so I'm just going to have some nice little shortbread cookies. Guess it's going to take a little longer doing it this way, but you know, it happens. Things kind of get, you know, you get busy, you don't get back to doing something. I'm just going to roll these out into balls. I don't really know how long it's going to take me to do this, but I'm just going to, I think my oven has preheated now. It just made a funny clicking sound. So I'm just going to roll these up into balls. Then let's see, I'm going to do that thing with the fork. So, I've got a couple made here, so I'm just going to take my fork and just, I can't even do this. I need to put this down. Oops. There we go, like this. So I'm just going to use the fork and get those little marks on there, like that. Oops. Don't want to press it to where it breaks, but you know, like that. So I'm just gonna roll up my cookies, put them in the oven. I think it takes 8 to 12 minutes to bake these until they're like golden brown. So I'll be back when my cookies are cooked. All right, so I just brought the cookies out of the oven. I'm just gonna lift them up onto this cooling rack. And I will set the cooling rack down as soon as I have some space here. So I made 25 cookies doing it. Oops. I can just and then I've got some maraschino cherries, so I'm just gonna grab my cherries. I'm gonna put a cherry on top of each cookie. If I can get my jar to open. see how many cherries I need. Grab 7. I'm going to cut each one into quarters or half. Just depends on the size of the cherry. Just gonna grab my knife. Finish each one off with a slice of cherry. There we go. I've now got my shortbread cookies made, even though I said it was just kind of dough got left in the fridge overnight. I've never done that, or something I try not to do. I have done it a few times, but it does happen. But you know, it's because it was left in the fridge a little longer than it was supposed to be. Just couldn't roll out and shape the way I wanted to, but that's okay. We still got our nice shortbread cookies with the cherries on top. I didn't make as many as I would have loved to have made, so again, that's okay. It's not like I don't have a lot of baking done this week. I've been making so much, and I have so much more left to do. Now that piece here does seem like it's just a little bit too big, so I will cut that in half. There we go. Everyone has a cherry. This extra little piece, I'll stick it on here. There we go. So all my shortbread cookies are made. So I just, oh, sorry about my hand right there. I'm going to turn the camera around, and I'm using my hand to cover up the lens. Again, I just want to say thank you so much to everybody who's subscribing to my channels and watching my videos, and I will see you in the next ones. Bye.